1.11, we're talking about order of operations. Order of operations, well, operations are adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. We have this little PEMDAS, some of y'all learned it as, but I like to teach this. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It makes it, there's 4 steps to the operations, to the order of operations. There's not 6, there's 4. The first one is P, which stands for grouping symbols. We use P because of parentheses, but it's all grouping symbols, which are parentheses, bracket, braces, and fraction bars. So that tells us that we need to do what's inside these things first, or what's in top and bottom first. Simplify them. The next is exponents, which is like 2 cubed, 1/3 squared, decimal squared, mixed numbers squared, anything. It could be any kind of exponent. Multiply or divide. We can divide or multiply. It's whatever they appear as we're working left to right in a problem. And then add or subtract. It is not all addition then all subtraction. It could be subtraction and then addition. It depends on how they appear left to right in the problem. So here I have a couple examples, and we're going to look in through. We always start with our parentheses. So here, inside here, I'm going to follow the order of operations again. I'm going to go, are there any parentheses? Are there any exponents inside here? Inside, I only have 1 minus 2/5. Multiply or divide, add or subtract. I only have add or subtract, so I need to rewrite this and solve for that. So that would be 5 over 5 minus 2/5 squared. We always write down all the pieces of the problem, so you don't just leave that 2 or whatnot out. So this would be 3/5 squared, which would be 9 over 25. Remember, 3/5 squared is 3/5 times 3/5. Moving over to another example here, we have parentheses. Yes, so we zoom in just on the parentheses and we simplify that. Now sometimes it's helpful if we do take and make a little piece of problem over here and go, okay, I'm going to go solve 5 minus 1/2 over here, which would be 10 halves minus 1/2, which is 9 halves. But then I want to take this answer and put it right back underneath here. So I have 2/5 times 9 halves minus 1. That way whoever's looking at your paper can see that 5 minus 1/2 is the same thing as 9 halves. So we always want to keep the integrity of the problem there. So you might want to take it off and solve it, that one section, but then bring it back. Now the next thing, I don't have any parentheses. I mean, I have parentheses, but can I do anything inside these? No. The next thing is exponents. There's no exponents. Multiply or divide left to right. I start at the left and I look to see, I go, oh, there's multiplication. I'm multiplying first because that's the first thing that happens in that problem on that step of multiply or divide. So now I can simplify here, and I have 9/5 minus 1. So I don't have any more multiplication or division. I'm going to go on to add or subtract, which would be 9/5 minus 5 over 5, which is 4/5 is our problem. So let me erase this and let's do one more problem. So make sure you have this written down. It's used for a good reference. Okay, so we have an order of operations problem, and the reason I know it's order of operations is because I have a division, I have a subtraction, and I have a multiplication. So let's write down just a quick reminder of what we have here, which is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That tells us to look for any parentheses. Do I have any parentheses? No. Do I have any exponents? No. Do I have any multiplication or division? Remember we do those in order left to right in the problem. So I start left and I go, I'm looking just for multiplication or division or multiplication. The first thing I came across is division. So I'm going to take care of this first. And I am going to bring it over here and work that part over there and bring the answer back here. So we have 5 over 11 times 77 over 15. Remember we take division and we multiply by the reciprocal. Now I'm going to look and see if I can simplify, and I can. I don't want large numbers if I don't need them. So here this becomes a 7 and a 1 because if I divide by 11 or 77 by 11, and then I can divide here and I get 3 and I get 1, so this would be 7 over 3. I take this 7 over 3 and I write it right below where I did this work and then write down the rest of the problem. The reason people have trouble with order of operations is because you're not very neat and orderly with your problem. You want to go and just work it willy-nilly. So make sure that you are bringing back your answer and putting it right underneath there, and you bring down the rest of the problem. Now we're going to carry on. We did some multiplication. Is there any, or division, multiplication? Did we finish this step, multiply or divide? I'm still looking. That's subtraction. There's multiplication. So I'm going to multiply this part. I'm going to write down the rest. 7/3 subtract. And can I simplify here? Yeah. I can simplify here. There's a 2 and that's a 1. That's a 1 and that's a 2. So I have 1 over 4. 1 over 4. I always simplify if I can before I actually multiply. The last step is just subtraction. That's all we have left, so we're going to finish that up. And what do you need to add or subtract fractions? Common denominators. So our common denominator here would be 12. So 3 times 4, 7 times 4 would be 28. 4 times 3, 1 times 3 would be 3. So this would be 25 over 12. And it's okay to leave it like that for the most part, but we are going to practice rewriting them into mixed numbers. Remember to write as mixed numbers. You would divide 25 divided by 12. That would be 2. So it would be 2 and 1/12 would be our final answer. All right, so go and try some of those. And if you need any help, email me and we can set up a Zoom call or something.